Whitehorse. As a young boy, I learned that service to one's country was the greatest calling that one could ever yearn for. Now it seems as if those that work for the government are just leeches on a system based on the pronouncements of Republicans. President Obama has been noticeably absent on the protest walks in Wisconsin. I guess when he moved into the White House, he misplaced those shoes. As for the Constitution, December 24th, 2011 was its final day when the Senate passed the NDAA, and December 31st when President Obama signed it. Once upon a time, Americans enjoyed unequaled freedom when compared to the rest of the world. We enjoyed freedom of speech, the freedom to travel, and a man's home was his castle where no one dared tread. All of that ended in a puff of smoke one sunny day in New York in 2001. In response, President Bush proclaimed and passed the Patriot Act, a bit of linguistic larceny eliminating free speech. Then, President Bush imposed the TSA on Americans, and travel became a privileged commodity, available to all those willing to bare their breast, potentially cancer-causing rays. But the coup de grace came from an unexpected corner, a man promising to close Gitmo, to bring change, and end President Bush's overseas adventurism, President Obama. This president imposed an emergency, passing the NDAA legislation, eliminating habeas corpus. Sure, he promises not to use this absurd power during his presidency, but that ends January 21st. And what are we going to do afterwards? It's clear that over the past 30 years, constitutional protections and meanings have been distorted and abused, leaving our Constitution hanging by a thread. Some might say that the thread has been cut, others that one shouldn't worry, it's outdated, and one must be practical. In the run-up to the general election, neither President Obama nor Governor Romney proposed repealing the Patriot Act or reversing NDAA. Neither candidate has any interest in promoting a return to the heart of the Constitution, preferring instead to congregate themselves among the new corporate people with fat wallets and insatiable appetites. Despite the general trend toward complacency, one candidate promises to return to the values demanded by our Constitution. One candidate promises to reassert the protections that people enjoyed before the paper people took over. This candidate hails from on high, in the Rocky Mountains with his glowing white mane and passion for life. The choice is clear: the continuation of our ultimate decline at the hands of the paper people, or fundamental reform, reigniting the sovereign spirit of the American people by reaffirmation of our constitutional rights. It's your choice. Vote for one of the two-headed Hydra, believing that one is separate from the other, or vote for Rocky Anderson, a man prepared to cut off the head of the beast and return sunlight to our nation, clouded by hate and despair. A vote for either President Obama or Governor Romney is a waste. There is no choice between one or the other head of this monster we call the two-party system.